My name is Amber Goslin, and this is an interview with Michael with Andrews VIP. I chose Michael because he's just a well-around, amazing person. You can see the love and passion he has for his community, and he's a very active member. This interview is for Nathan Cape, my instructor for Civic Leadership Program, and I was really excited that Michael met with me and decided to give me this amazing opportunity to get to know him a little bit and kind of show him off for our community. And I hope you enjoy. What is your name?
My name is Micheal Rosales.
What do you do at Andrews VIP?
So, as the city's community outreach coordinator, I oversee and I direct the Andrews VIP.
How long have you done this?
So, I began in late 2019 around November, and so I'm working on towards 5 years in this role.
Okay. Why did you choose this work?
So it kind of chose me. So and I began with the city in 2014 as our truck route maintenance tech, which our reliever route was built in 2013. And so anyway, one of the things I saw was a lot of trash, and so an idea I had is starting a program on a reliever route like TxDOT does on their highways, Adopt a Highway. And so when I presented this to my boss several years after I had started, his answer was, "You should take over Keep Andrews Beautiful." And so I didn't know what it was. I had no idea of anything of nonprofit, of Keep Andrews Beautiful, Keep Texas Beautiful. So anyway, so I did that, and so just in conjunction with my boss, we would throw around ideas, and so part of the plan was to move me over to the community development department, which I'm a part of now. And so, anyways, to make a long story short, I took over Keep Andrews Beautiful, and from there, this position came available, was created actually.
When and where was Andrews VIP established?
So the Andrews VIP, and I don't think we've established it, it's a volunteer initiative program. That's where we get our VIP. Of course, it has another meaning, but late in the year 2019, and it's strictly for Andrews residents. It's for our community, and so.
And this community is pretty small, huh? It's not a huge town, but it's not a small town.
City population around 14,000. So.
Okay, so it's like a middle-sized town. What are 3 activities or practices that Andrews VIP puts into place to help resolve community problems?
So the different programs that we have, the probably the most active is our Keep Andrews Beautiful, and that falls under this. And under Keep Andrews Beautiful, we have several programs where mainly it's litter control, litter prevention. We do some beautification as well and recycle. But so the Keep Andrews Beautiful, beautification, as I said, reduce, reuse, recycle. The other program we have is called Love Where You Live. So what this is, it's a neighborhood revitalization program. So what we've done in the past, the pilot program, we actually chose 3 blocks and realized that's too much. It's too big of a area to work with. So what we do, we take one block of a part of town. Small stuff. We do minor fence repair. We do some tree trimming. We've in the first, I think the first 2 projects that we did a tree removal, dead trees. That where we were able to do that. Some painting. We've done some painting. Taking out bulk trash. So really just to kind of spruce up the neighborhood. We did some curb and gutter work, which is our drainage system here in our town.
And that's very important.
And so, yes, and so it's just really just to kind of spruce up the neighborhood, just and the main intent was to get neighbors connected to volunteers and get volunteers connected to neighbors. However, we began right after COVID, and so our volunteer base for this has been very low. So what we have done to take the place of that is city departments. The water department will come and help out on some areas. The streets and sanitation, they'll come and they'll do some weed eating, cleaning up the alley. So what it's really done, it's actually allowed the city employees to be a part of it.
Yeah,
and
to
the
be
intent
closer.
the intent was for volunteers. And so another program is our PAWS program. So protecting animals' welfare and safety, where we get the PAWS, PAWS. So the main thing that they do is they help out with our adoption events, and so we do those in the summer, in the good weather. We try to do them once a month, and so The last several years, our administrative assistant at the police department has been crucial and has really gone above and beyond in helping to get the animals adopted, saved, rescued, fostered, whatever it takes to get them out of our animal shelter, because it's like jail for
Yeah,
doggies. You know,
yeah,
it's a
of
doggy
course.
jail. So we really she's really made a big impact, and so has helped. And so another thing they do are Paws Volunteers. They'll go. We haven't had a lot of this because we don't have an employee that's at the animal shelter that can be there with the volunteers. But we did have a part-time volunteer, part-time worker in the animal shelter, and so we offered the Paws Volunteers. They could come and walk the dogs. They could come and just take them out of their cage and walk them and just
Show them some
just
love.
yeah, show them some love, exercise them, get them out, feed them. We had a program set up where they would come in and actually wash down the floors. They would clean the pens and stuff like that. And so another part of our pause is a 501c3 group, Happy Tails, that was created in order to help our animal shelter. So they also volunteer for their programs.
If I wanted to join Andrews VIP, what are some leadership positions that could be filled?
That is a great question. So positions, as far as leadership positions, with Keep Andrews Beautiful being its own 501c3, it's mainly a city-funded organization, but we are a 501c3 as well. And so becoming a director on our board with Keep Andrews Beautiful, that's something. Same with Happy Tails. It's a 501c3, so a board member, that's always a good place for leadership development. And so the Andrews VIP, we are always looking also for lead volunteers, someone that knows what the program's about. They know what our mission, our vision is, and they know, you know, they have a heart for volunteerism. So, and they know the programs. They could actually lead the
And help
lead the
others
yeah,
learn it.
exactly,
Okay.
exactly. And so, you know, with Happy Tails we're a very young nonprofit, so we could benefit from anyone with marketing skills, you know, graphic design. These are a lot of times where people don't realize that you can become a volunteer with these skills. Mm-hmm. You know, especially with nonprofits, they're always looking for someone that's willing to give back. We're always looking for ideas as well. So, you know, someone that's creative. You know, that they can see something and say, hey, why don't we do this? And, you know, it's like, well, that's a great idea. We never thought of that. Let's get together. So that's one of the things that I always try to emphasize on any type of forms or paperwork for Keep Andrews Beautiful is if you have any questions, concerns, or ideas, please don't hesitate to contact us. We're always looking for volunteers, always looking for new projects, and we're always looking for just fresh ideas.
What leadership traits do you have that make you a successful leader in the firm?
So, as I said before, you know, I didn't choose this work, it kind of chose me. And so my leadership journey, it began many years ago, but I really became intentional about it. It was the year 2010. So I was working at a dealership here in town, Mike McGarity Chevrolet, and in 2010 he sold it to Colin Sewell, which is he owns Sewell Ford in Odessa. So anyway, we were promised a job, of course, you know, in the transition. And so what I didn't know is that we were going to have to go through an interview process, just as if we were brand new employees. And so it was in the interview process. I've never been in the interview like this. Multiple questions, multiple people. It was almost like stations. You go to this station, and then when you're done there, you go to this one. And so I remember about midway through, the general manager asked me, "So what do you want to do with your life?" And it really took me back because I wasn't expecting that type of a question for a job interview. And so as I thought about it and I was about to answer and I thought about it again, I was going to answer. And then the more I thought about it, the more I realized I had no idea what I wanted to do with my life. You know, you know, in my 40s, no idea. What do I want to do? And so that began my journey. So Colin Sewell is very big on customer service. He's very big on leadership. And so I was introduced to John Maxwell, the Sewell leadership events that he puts on. And so at this time, I began living an intentional life and learning about customer service, learning about leadership, communication. These are things that I just that I sought to, you know, to develop in myself. And so what I did is I learned something from John Maxwell. He called it the rule of five. He said so. He said, and for him it was every day every day I think, every day I write, every day I can't remember all of his. And so I began what's my rule of five? And so I had to think about it. And so at this time, the only thing that I was leading other than my family was worship at church. And so I started thinking, and so this is what I came up with. Every day I lead, every day I read and study, every day I write, every day I communicate, and every day I serve others. So this was my rule of five. This is what I did on a daily basis, not with the goal of this is what I like to do for a career. This is the path I would like to take, but mainly because I wanted to be intentional in my life. And so as doing this, this became my life. I read, I studied, I did a lot of stuff on my own, and so the result. I've been leading worship at our church since 2008. Still doing it today. And I also serve as an elder at our church, which is like our board of directors.
I was going to ask you what that was.
It's like our board of directors for our church.
Okay.
And so I'm a part of the Andrews Education Foundation, and so right now I'm serving as vice president of that. It's a 501c3. What we do, we help the Andrews Independent School District when teachers have ideas. Innovative ideas, they present them, they through application and ask for funds, and we review them. If it's within our guidelines, we give them money, and it's a really good program. I'm also part of Happy Tails Animal Advocacy Group, which I'm the secretary and one of the co-founders. That we from the ground up have been a part of that, and I serve as the city's community outreach coordinator. And so each of these allows me to live my dream, which through the process of trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life, I started thinking, that's my dream. What do I want to do? And so through the years of that, I came up to the conclusion that came to me was my dream is to help others achieve their dream. Servanthood. So servanthood is at the heart of my dream, and so each of these allows me to live my dream. I never intended to be involved in local government. Never intended to be a leader in the nonprofit sector. These aren't things that I sought for. That I thought, hey, I'd like to do this. But that goes back to the previous question. This work kind of chose me because of the direction my life took. And so Chris Grosser has a quote that I love because it describes my life. And he says, opportunities don't happen, you create them. So when this job of community outreach coordinator was presented to me, it wasn't just like they picked me and said, hey, would you like to do this? It was a result of the things that I was involved in, the
love and passion that you show towards your community.
Yeah, and yes, exactly. And so it was natural. It was presented to me with the intent of, we know you're going to take it, but we have to present it to you, anyway.
We know you want this because you show, which is beautiful.
And so all of this, coupled with the empathy I have, the servant attitude, a grateful mindset, and looking back now, it's like it was only natural that I would become a public servant, in the local government sector and in the nonprofit sector. So those are the leadership traits.
I do have to say, from the moment I met you, that's actually what I already kind of wrote about you in my essay. I noticed that you have passion and drive and love. Like you saw my daughter, and you're just like, let's figure out how to help you. We really can't, but let's figure out. And you found a way to help her, and it's just really beautiful. So I've noticed that right off the bat. So I really appreciate that as a person who lives in Andrews.
Thanks.
Are there any leadership skills that you do not have that you feel could bring a positive change to Andrews VIP?
Definitely. So the leadership skills that I do not have, those come in the form of a degree, certifications, and all of these are good, but all of these are things that I don't have. Like I said, when something like this chooses you, it doesn't look for the degree in marketing or the degree in communications. But I really believe that this would add to the position and to the program that we have, Andrews VIP. I do have an associate's degree in liberal arts, and I have a commercial driver license. So other than that, though, I do not have the formal.
What are some ways the community can get involved?
So the main thing is that they can volunteer, but so my big picture for the Andrews VIP is that the community would become so involved that it would put me out of a job.
Nice.
Meaning that the community would step up and they would take on the role of organizing cleanup events. That they would take the role of the Love Where You Live. They, on their own, they would help their neighbor who needs some minor fence repair, who needs their yard mowed or whatever. So that's my big picture. That's really my goal. And it's funny because I'm saying that my goal is to be put out of a job.
Yeah.
So literally is what would that would probably move me more than anything.
And just showing each other love.
Yes, yes.
love.
So, but in the in the short picture, so mainly that they would volunteer, but mainly that they would become involved. So there's been some more talk in works of setting something up to where it teaches the community about local government. It teaches the community how a chamber of commerce, how that operates. How do they get their funding? Why do they do only what they do? Same with local government. Why is it that they can do this but they can't do that? And so that would be so I guess what I'm trying to say is ways for the community to get involved is to be present. Show up at your city council meetings. Show up at the school board meetings. Come, go to the meetings. When there's a race, a local election, go to the forums. Find out what are they saying. What are they saying they would like to do. And so, the more that people get involved, I believe the more close knit the community. And Andrews is a great community. Don't get me wrong. I really believe we have one of the best communities, but there's just not enough people that are engaged that are. So that's the short answer. Mainly volunteer, but
and be knowledgeable.
Knowledgeable. But even before that, get engaged. Connect with what's going on in the community.
It's beautiful. And lastly, but not least, which is very important, what are some of Andrew's VIP's strengths, weakness, opportunities, and threats? And I'm sure you know what the SWOT analysis is.
Yeah. So I didn't go too far into it. I just as I was thinking about it. So I think our main strength is that we have the tools available, the resources for the community to get involved. The Keep Andrews Beautiful, we provide the trash grabbers for them to pick up the trash. We provide the bags. We provide the safety vests. We did have gloves at a time, but that's something we need to look into to get more of. But we have everything they need to take care of a section of town, to take care of their alley, So that's really the big thing. And so our Love Where You Live, what we're working on right now is it's going to be a Love Where You Live trailer. It's going to have lawnmowers, weed eaters, chainsaws, edgers, shovels, stuff like that. The intent of this is for community groups to say, "Hey, we'd like to help out. What can we do?" We have a elderly lady and her neighbor, that they need a lawn maintenance, and we have the trailer. So we're gonna have we have the resources, and I think that's a big strength because it's one thing to say, "Hey, we need your help." Okay, we're here to help. Oh, well, we don't have any tools for you.
Yeah.
You get to bring your own tools. So I think that's probably one of our biggest strengths is we have the resources, the tools. So weaknesses. So I think one of our biggest weaknesses, and it's not that we don't do it, it's just that we don't have someone specifically for marketing. We don't have a communications department that all they do is communications, public relations, marketing. We don't. That's something I really believe that if I ever move on, I believe that's something that's going to help the Andrews VIP is to hire someone that does have those skills, that can do it. So I have learned by just doing it. I have learned by getting involved with others and just connecting with people that know it. So as a small city, employees we wear many hats. The department that I'm in is building the permitting and inspections department. So I always joke. I said, the code enforcement. I was like, they're the bad cop. Community outreach coordinator. I get to be the good cop. He tells you, hey, you need to cut your weeds, or we're going to give you a fine. And I get to go, hey, we have resources that can help you, and you don't have to pay the fine. So it really works. It really works out. But I think that's one of the weaknesses that we could really benefit if we filled that. Opportunities. So we have the opportunity to grow, to expand, and to get bigger. You know, there's so much that we can still do, you know, and one of the reasons that I'm even in this position is because of the direction our city manager wanted to go. He took over, I want to say at least 5 years ago. Yeah, because I've been in this position almost that long. So when our city manager came on board, he the foundation was set as far as what the previous city manager did. But so when he came on board, his what he really focused on was building up the employee, you know, allowing the employees to be able to become engaged, to be empowered, you know, some of our core values, you know, to be a family. And so he's really, and that's why I'm in this position. He's the one that, you know, we had a 2-year plan, me and my boss, and when our city manager heard and saw what we were doing, he was like, we need to move on that now. And so it was like, I guess we're going to move on it now, you know. So I really give him a lot of credit, and he probably wouldn't like that, but he is and that's the thing, you know. John Maxwell says everything rises and falls on leadership. You know, you can a leader is quick to, you know, hey, y'all did great. Oh, well, thank you. But when it comes the other way around, hey, you know, y'all really messed that up. Well, it was because of, you know, that's bad leadership. But when the leader can say, you know what, we really did drop the ball on that one, we're going to do better next time. He might not even know what he's talking about, but he takes ownership of it because he's a leader. So, that's I kind of got off on that, but
That's okay.
I guess we're on opportunity. So he's a big reason of the opportunities that we have. So the threats, and this what I put is that there's always a threat of a bad public image. You know, in general, people have a bad, I guess, image, thought of government.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Correct.
when talking about local government, and this is just my opinion, but I really feel that a lot of people, they think of the federal government and how all the junk going on and just whatever, that they think that every government agency is just like the bad people. And I'm not going to say the federal government's bad, but there's in every organization there's bad characters, there's bad apples, and they give the whole organization a bad name.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's probably one of the biggest threats. People just don't tend to trust the government.
Yeah.
Period. You know, so when it comes to local government, people, they tend to view us as, you know, oh, you know, you're one of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't see us as public servants. They see us as the enemy. And so I think that's probably one of the biggest threats. And you know, that's one of my goals in this position too, is to change that.